We're back out here once again, and today we're talking about an amazing day I had out on the water, catching more than 10 bass in just about an hour. I'm going to show you just exactly what I did, how easy it is, and how you can do it for yourself. Stick around, you don't want to miss this one. Got him. Ooh, yeah, that's not a bad one. Ooh, got him. That's nice. And here is this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing. And now that the month of September is officially in the rearview mirror, we can focus on those bass feeding up for the winter. They put that feed bag on and they start going to town, munching on anything that's in their vicinity. But I hear a lot of anglers tell me, Lowbrow, you talk about how good the bass fishing is in the fall. I'm not getting anything. I've not had any fish at all. Well, the reason for that is because those bass are grouping up, which means there's a lot of dead water. There's a lot of empty water. But there's a way we can work around that, and it's so simple. It's what I did with my little boat just the other day when I was out on the water. All I did was I put it in the water and I drifted with the current. We talk about it so often, how important that current is and how those bass set up. Well, it's also an important tool. You can use it like a highway that leads you right to those bass. And that's exactly what I did. I had a plan. I saw which way that wind was blowing, and it was blowing right up and down the lake. And I saw where the current was going. And I parked my boat right near the bank, and I just let it drift. I didn't do anything to try to change directions. I just let it drift. Sometimes I was closer to the bank. Sometimes I was farther away as that bank meandered down, and my boat essentially went in a straight line following that current. And I tell you what, it was an amazing day. It was one of the best days I've had all year because I was able to fish those targeted areas, fish right by them, because I could cover water and I could pick those areas apart. But if there was dead water, I was just going right by it. And, I wasn't getting any bites in that area. I would come up to another area and I would get bites. And I started out with just a good old jerkbait. This is the old Lucky jerkbait, right? This is the old H2O Express. You guys have seen me use this plenty of times. This has been on the channel for years. And I call it my Lucky jerkbait. It's one of the best jerkbaits I've ever had. This is what I started with right when I put that boat in the water. And it was kind of funny because the water was kind of still right there. I could see the current going all the way around me, but my boat was just kind of sitting there. But that's okay. It was still a good starting point. And it wasn't long, before this happened. All right. I'm hoping the boat starts moving. We got current moving across the water, but my little boat is staying in the same stinking spot, which is not what I intended. One of those bass are deeper today. I wonder where... Got him! Ooh, he came out. I saw him come out and get it. He chased it in. He chased it in. Come here, you. I saw you chase it in. Oops, 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 oops. We don't want to get anybody there. That's a good way to start it right there. Just over a pound, pound and a quarter just in that area. 14 inches. Beautiful fish, beautiful fish. Thank you so much, brother. And there he went. All right. That was a nice catch. Now, I wish that I had a polarized lens on my camera so you guys could see what I saw when that fish came up and inhaled that jerkbait. It was great, but it was just the start of an amazing day. I hadn't been out on the water for more than 5 minutes when that happened. And the wind started to pick up, started to carry me down the bank a little bit. And I started to make some casts, like I said, into those areas that we talk about where the bass are using them as waypoints, where they're using them as areas where they can set up for a little while, do some bass things, maybe grab a snack, maybe grab a little bit of a rest before moving on as they drift up back to where they're going to be feeding up and spending the winter. The current just took me right along. And if you're a bank angler, you could have walked right along next to that bank right there and follow that current as well. And you can do this so often on your fisheries. You can walk along the bank and follow that current. And it's so important to do that because using that current as a guideline, and you can just keep your feet moving and keep picking apart spots. You hit a spot that's got some fish in it, and then you can work that area over for a little bit before moving on. And that's exactly what I did. Now, the next thing is this guy. This is a Berkeley stunner because I wanted, just a little bit deeper diving jerkbait. This one was for whenever I was a little bit farther away from the bank. Like I said, the wind had just blown me in a straight line. So I was at the mercy of the wind. I didn't try to steer. I didn't try to control which way I was going. But this jerkbait kind of sinks a little bit, kind of, has a slow sink to it. And I wanted to use this to try to attack some little bit deeper water. And it's just that same, it's got a purple back, but it's got that same type of shad pattern, that same type of minnow pattern as the Lucky jerkbait did. So when I tied this thing on, that's when the magic really started to happen. And I was able to catch this mammoth bass on like the second cast. Right, we are working with this guy right here, the old Berkeley stunner. Kind of got that little purple back, little shad color, little minnow color. I may even go to the chrome. That's got to be grass. Oh, that's a fish. That is a fish. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. That's an amazing fish. Ooh, I thought, wow, he's putting up a heck of a fight. This one's a good sized fish here, kids. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Oh, that's a big fish. That is a huge fish. Where are you going, buddy? He's pulling my little boat all kind of which ways. Come here, I gotta get you in this boat quick. I gotta get you in this boat. 5-pound bass. Easy as you please. Alright, he had it. He choked it. And that, kids, is how you catch giant bass in the fall. I gotta go ahead and get him unclicked. Alright, that'll work. Yeah, I'm not even gonna pretend to play. I go ahead and get these. I had him good. I had him real good. He choked that sucker all the way down. I mean, that right there is exactly what you like to see when you're fishing a jerkbait. This giant monster, 4+ pound bass on that jerkbait. I told you those big fish are biting this year. He's got that belly up. Actually, this is a female. She's all tummied up. Let's go ahead and get her back into the water. Whoop, belly flop. There she goes. All right, amazing, amazing fish. Let's go catch another one just like it. So that was amazing. That was a huge bass. It was a lot of fun to catch, especially with that light little spinner. I didn't know what was going to happen, but that bass pulled me all over the place, and I was really hoping I was going to land it. But when I saw that I had it hooked pretty good, that was great. Again, just following the current, and that's when the bites really started to pick up. I was able to catch a few more bass with that Berkeley stunner, a couple more in that 1.5 pound, all the way up to 2 pound range. It was great, but I decided, okay, let's see what else these lovelies will bite. And it didn't matter what I was throwing out there. I was getting bites time and time and time again. Now, obviously, I had to wade through some dinks. There were some little squeakers, some little 1/2 pounders and 1/4 pounders, but there were some nice bass too in that 1.5 pound, 2 pound range that I just kept catching over and over and over again. I couldn't resist. I just could not resist I had to tie this guy on. I just had to go with some topwater. This is that Yozuri walking bait in that bone color, and I just had to tie it on because topwater has been so slow. That topwater bite has been pretty much non-existent for, oh, I don't know, a month and a half now. It's been so long since I was able to consistently get bass on topwater. And I worked that as I was drifting down, and lo and behold, this is what happened. Got him. Ooh, yeah, that's not a bad one. Ooh, got him. That's nice. And I want to know why you weren't reeling in. Topwater bite, baby. All right, that's one on the old topwater. He got it by the front hook too, so he went after it. That's another nice fish. That is another just over a pound. Not quite a pound and a quarter. Close to a pound and a quarter, but not quite. 14-ish inches. Beautiful little bass on that topwater. Beautiful. All right, buddy. Thank you. And there he goes. All right, let's go get another one. So a great bass on topwater. It felt really good. It felt like no matter what I was throwing, those bass were interested in. That no matter what bait I was working, those bass were going to hit. So I tried things up. I changed a few things up. I used a fluke, and I honestly didn't get any hits on that. But I was at the point where if it was 3 or 4 casts and I wasn't getting a bite, I was literally changing baits because I knew those bass were so active in those areas. So I had to go with this guy, the Waco rig. Now this is just a black blue flake worm. This is one that I make. I've got that 1/16 ounce nail weight in there, and I cast it around, and well, before long I was able to catch another nice bass. All right, we got the old Waco rig tied on with a black blue flake worm, and the string goes flying off the other way. That was a little fish right there. Got him. That one's not getting off. That one's not going anywhere. Come on, little buddy. Oh, he's got some fight. He's got some fight. He's got a good bit of fight. Oh, that's a nice fish. That's why. Come here, little dude. That is a nice fish. That's another nicer fish. Look at that. On the Waco rig. Oh, I had him good right in the roof of the mouth. Just like you like to see right there. Awesome. Well, Mrs. Lowbrow may not be too pleased with me today. Oops. There we go. Mrs. Lowbrow may not be too pleased with me today since I've been catching nice fish. All right. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right. I don't know how many fish that is. That's a lot of fish today. Let's go catch more. So that's pretty much how the day went. I floated along with the current. If you're a bank angler, you could have just walked along with the current. I didn't do anything. I didn't make any adjustments with my motor. The only thing I would do is whenever I reached the wall, whenever I reached the end of where that current was going, I'd turn around and I'd go all the way back. I did that twice, but the bites just kept going. I didn't even have to go all the way back. I just went back several hundred yards and then just started to drift again. And I was able to catch so many nice fish doing that. It was great. I didn't know how many fish I caught. I had to go back and look at the video, and I caught 12 fish in just about an hour. Now, like I said, some of them were dinks, but that's going to be the case. But for the majority of it, they were really nice fish. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do is get out there, see which way that current is blowing, see which way that wind is blowing you, and just follow it and make casts to those spots where you're pretty sure those bass are holding up. I'm telling you, you'll catch fish. You might hit a stretch where it's dead water, but you'll get past that, and then you'll make casts into another area and you'll catch fish there. And it worked so well for me. You know that's what I'm going to be doing from now until winter. So give it a try. I'm telling you, you're going to love the results. So there you have it. Follow the current, you'll find the fish. And you will be surprised at how much they're biting, at how many different presentations you can use to catch bass. Get burnt out on one, try switching to another. And I'm telling you, those fish will cooperate a lot better than you think they will. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.